Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this morning's broadcast. Yeah, so I try my best for us to interact from time to time as I drive to school. So this is such an opportunity. If this is your first time of being on my page, welcome. Thank you for supporting what we do. Share this video to somebody, invite someone, and let's have a communication. All right, let's have a conversation. It's very important. And as you can see, my topic is very straightforward, simple. Speak up or self destruct. All right. There's been a recent spike again. I mean, in emotional issues in my home country, Ghana, for that matter. Yeah, Moses. Good morning. You see, it is something that has been going on for a long time. Prince. Good morning. But a lot of people have not paid attention to it, and now it has escalated into different levels. All right, people boldly taking decisions that are not in the good of everyone or not themselves and themselves as well. What do I mean by this? There's a lot of stress in the system. All right, yes, people always say that, oh, if you travel to the UK and the US, it is very stressful and blah, blah, blah. You don't get time for yourself and you don't do that. You don't do that. All right. But I can tell you for a fact that all of a sudden, back home, Emmanuel, good morning. I am doing great. Yourself? Yes. Back home in Africa, these things are becoming rampant. I mean, spouse killings. I mean, we heard of this Olympics gentleman. No, the lady in Uganda or so who was killed by the husband. She was set on fire, and the husband set himself on fire as well. There's been the most recent one, which I saw on Concern Informed Teachers Forum page. A gentleman, and per the story I'm reading, he's a teacher, very fine handwriting, very beautiful one. And he just took his life because he felt there's too much going on. There's so much stress in the system that he cannot bear. All right. He ended it all. There is one that I'm dealing with that is very close to me, that is very dear to my heart. And I cannot speak about it because it's it's so fresh. And the family is trying to gather themselves and deal with it. And there are kids involved and all that. And so I don't want to talk about that one, but there are so many going on behind the scenes, and there are people that reach out, and you can see they've had suicidal thoughts for many times. Yes, it's not everyone that is walking that is normal. Let me say it that way. All right, it's not everyone that is walking that is wearing suit and tie on our streets that is okay. Is that okay? It is not everyone that is doing fine. We are doing fine on the outside. We look fine on the outside. But trust me, there's a lot going on deep down in their mind and deep down in their hearts. And I just want us to take a moment and reflect on these things. Yes, life is stressful. Life is not easy. It is not easy anywhere. It is not. When I came to America, I had a lot of calls. People, oh, you be stressed, so you be that, and I said yes. I don't think I will be because I have never gone that lane before. Because I am the happy type. I don't think things too hard. I don't take things too hard. I try my best to live a very free mind. I mean, live my life irrespective or independent of people's expectations of me or opinions of me. Okay, I don't try to match up to anybody's standard. No, I am me. I am myself. I try my best. I laugh a lot. I smile a lot. And those are the ways I dissipate some of these stress. But it got to a point in this teaching job, and you could feel it. It dawns on you. It hits you where you have those low moments. You know what I mean? Those low moments that you felt this is it. All right. And I got to talk to somebody. I got to speak. And there are people you will call. You can talk to them. You can express yourself to them and all that. Mhm. And those are the ways some of us deal with it. But you see, everyone is different. We are all unique in our own way. We all cannot deal with it the same way. Yeah, Prince is a Ghanaian, a teacher in Ghana, a teacher. And it was so sad. It was so sad. I mean, at first, those kind of news is supposed to be coming from here because we feel they are not practicing the extended family kind of life. And they are more individualistic. Everybody is sitting in their car and going to their work, you know. Everyone is scared of somebody, that kind of thing. So we feel they should be. But you see, these people have deliberately and systematically created ways you can deal with these kind of things. There are systems, there are institutions, there are people you can call. Look, even they have hotlines when you feel suicidal, when you feel depressed, when you think things are not going well, you can call somebody and someone will attend to you. Yesterday, I was telling you about a teacher who wrote an email to the principal and copied some people and said he feel overwhelmed, he feel depressed, the job is too much for him, he wants to end it all. See, here they take those things serious. If somebody is making those comments, they take it serious. They rush him to the hospital, they call the police, they call the suicide line. Psychologists came and met him, took all his phones and all his devices from him. They stripped him naked. Because they don't want him to hurt himself. They put him in one room and they spoke with him. What is it? I mean, these are things they will do to let you see the beauty of life. That night, they sent him home with somebody so that at least there'll be somebody with him in the house while he's asleep. Yes. They don't want him to have access to certain things. Maybe there is a message on the phone. Maybe there is something that is causing him to feel that way. And you see, once you do that, they put you on suicide watch list. Yes, they don't take those things as a joke. Ghana, we can talk about it. If I end it all, then it all ends. Yeah, we joke about it, we talk about it. But trust me, here, if you make those statements, it is taken seriously. They will assign you therapy. They will assign you to. There are systems that take care of those things. Look, I've had days that I have to go for therapy. I have to talk to my coaches, my counselors. These are things you have to create by yourself. And not everyone has the self-will to do it. All right? And I'm just gonna let the professionals speak to us. Okay? And this person is not a new face on this page. He's been here a few times. But these are the things that we normally need to delegate to the experts. It is not about church. It is not about prayer. Look, don't call the demons. Don't say demons are the ones causing you. No, there is the aspect of spirituality and there is that aspect that we as people must be able to deal with professionally. All right? So I'm going to bring him on and we're going to have a very short conversation. That is why I said invite somebody. Invite somebody. You know him already. His name is Coach Scoffrey. And he's been on this page a few times and you guys all know him. And he's going to tell us a few things. Why is it that in our society we don't speak up? Why is it that, especially men, we don't talk? There are marriages that are going through turmoil. There are people that are planning to kill their spouses. Look, it doesn't just happen. There are triggers. There are things that happen. Senior, good
Hello,
morning to
Mr.
you.
O.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Mr. O.
Good morning.
Please, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you too?
I'm also good. Sorry for not
We are
being able to
glad
come
to.
on video. I'm a bit indisposed, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry for not being able to come on video.
No, that's fine.
My
That's fine. We are glad to
my
have you
greetings to all
morning.
your followers. I'm humbled to be on this your huge platform. I salute everyone listening and everyone who will
We
watch
salute
later.
you as well. We salute you as well. So it's very simple. There's been a
Hmm.
lot of suicide issues. In fact, it was very rampant some time ago. Then it went down. Then it seemed like it is coming up again because there's a lot of stress in our systems. There's a lot of economic stress. There's a lot of family stress. There's a lot of financial stress that is, I mean, weighing down on people. But we want to know, is there any scientific explanation to these things? What ways can we deal with this? Because this is happening to teachers, this is happening to nurses. We thought there are some professions that have burnouts easily. Okay, we all know that there are professions that have burnout easily. But now teachers, because teachers are known to be the happy type and they are going, coming, everything, they are all dancing. But I mean, this particular teacher's own hit me hard because I am a teacher as well. So we just want to know from a professional point of view, what is happening? What do we need to do? I mean, just tell us.
Thank you very much. Your concerns are legitimate, and as you know, in my practice as a coach,
Mm-hmm,
I equally have grave concerns when suicide rate begins to rise, and it has been rising
mm-hmm,
in the last 4 years. One of the things that exposed the world dearly was COVID. If you go and check all the COVID report,
mm-hmm.
when the nations grounded and we all went into what we say lockdown, if you go and check,
Yeah.
the cases on spousal or domestic abuse increased during the lockdown.
Wow.
Cases of spousal and domestic abuse actually shot up. The
Wow.
reason, simply put, is that all these years, the transitioning between, okay, we are married, we are living together, father, mother, and everything, even though things were undercurrent, the fact that we're not living together
Mm-hmm.
8 hours made us to use that to cover up the inadequacies, the challenges that our relationship were going through.
Mm.
So we were using going to work like a teacher will use going to teach. We call it prying. We use that to suit the challenges we were going through.
Mm.
The nurses, fact that they go and meet their clients or their patients, we're using that to cover up. Um, all professions, we use our job to cover up because ideally we spend 8 to 12 hours on the job. If you add
Okay.
your driving time, your breaks, and everything, we spend averagely 12 hours out of 24 hours on the job. So by the time we get home, we have the window of 2, 3 hours. Maybe you are eating to cajole around the break, then you hit to bed. The average proper sleep, if it is even 5 to 6 hours, it means that by 9, 10, averaging 11, everybody is asleep.
Yeah.
Then by 4, we are up, we are preparing to go to work. So, in actual sense, we were not really living with each other in our homes. We were actually acting like co tenants.
Wow.
Because if we are tenants, oh, hello, good morning, see you in the evening. That was how a lot of us were living our lives before COVID. So, when COVID decided to ground us to live together, that was when
Mm.
spousal and domestic abuse will shut up because now there is no job, there is no activity trying and soothing your
Yeah.
pain, your hurt, your disturbances, and all that.
Yes.
And after we transition from COVID, you know that I will say the environment has been triggered.
Mm.
So now we start being normal and comfortable to really let our spouses and our colleagues and our friends know we are not happy. But Gabor Mates, one of the renowned psychiatrists and a neurosurgeon that I gleaned from his works,
Yeah.
um, um, Steve Porges in the area of polyvagal theory and the vagus nerves, in my background in the multiple brain integration techniques, all this insight. And if you check, I have been a keen follower of Global Happiness Index, Global
Mm,
Wellbeing Index, Psychological Safety at the Workplace Index,
mm-hmm.
um, Mental Health Index, Suicide Rate Index. I have not been interested in these things for nothing because the human well-being as a coach is paramount to me as my career. So I need to be able to track all these indexes,
Wow.
and it does not look good for the part of the world called Africa.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, the average African think that depression is for lazy people, or depression is for people who don't have money. You know, like
Yeah.
the depression is for but you see, that is the level of that is the myth and the ignorance about mental health
Mm,
issues. Okay, because in the right frame of well-being, depression is not the challenge because it comes as a symptom of something undergoing. You
wow.
see, depression and stress, they are the fruit of something happening. I
Mm,
was recently discussing with a dear one that her sleeplessness
mm,
is not the absence of sleep in the body, but rather there are things going on that the body feels threatened. So the body is not going to sleep as a mechanism of protecting you. So we need to look for what is causing the body to want to protect you, for which reason it overrides sleep.
mm.
The sleep that is not coming does not mean sleep is not in your body, because if you look at the circadian rhythm in our body is structured on the clock. The body has its own clocking.
Yeah.
And you see, suicide, mental health challenges, and all these things is as a result of a part of or something our body marked. So it's something like scatological marking or biological marking. Something marks us. And one of the things that have come out of research is from our childhood.
Wow.
So the traumas, voluntarily, involuntarily, actively or passively, consciously or unconsciously, that went on during our childhood. Comparative analysis. Kids that are raised from broken homes,
Mm,
kids that are raised by single fathers or single mothers,
yeah.
kids that are raised even when couples are home, but they cannot sense. Mr. Oh, do you know love is not actually an English word like the way we strike it? It is an energy.
Wow.
So even though the two parents are living together, if the environment, the energy coming from them is not loving, you may think that because you are home and you are paying the fees, you do hello, hi, your child, through what we call epigenetics, which comes from the environment,
Mm-hmm.
is imbibing into the lack of love in the family.
Wow.
So that child, it will grow, and whatever that manifests in our lives now took place in our childhood.
Wow.
Let me give you an example.
So,
Recent,
coach, you mean to say that those who are experiencing this kind of depression, uh, don't you think you said is from their childhood, or it can be traced to their child?
in fact, it's not only even your childhood. That's some of these experiences can be traced to. It can be traced to your generations before you. That is why we call it intergenerational or generational trauma.
Wow.
And when you read the literature on the science, for instance, in your DNA, there is a part of it called the phenotype. The phenotype deals with your height, your fair, your color, your this, your makeup, your personality. That is what the phenotype does.
Mhm.
The things we go through,
Mhm.
that part of our DNA gets marked. Let's say, for instance, if it's supposed to be on,
Mhm.
or it's supposed to be, let's say, one, it can be zero.
Okay.
So it may not be obvious that something is perhaps not absolute with you. It may not be obvious. But
Okay.
when the right environment is triggered, because it is in you already, it emerges.
Mm. Because it's already
So,
there, it amplifies.
yes, it amplifies, it emerges. It's because the environment is right for it to show up.
So I get stressed. I get worried about money. I get worried the fact that I'm not able to build. My friends are building. They are buying car. All these things
Exactly.
has
That worrying is an environment for your generational trauma to emerge.
wow.
Because there is like stress on its own is not a bad thing, because out of stress you build resilience. It's good for your body. It is one way
Okay.
your body learns, like your body stretches.
Yeah.
When you are need to meet some deadline and you stay one night or two nights to get some things done, your body likes that. You have stretched yourself
Yeah.
because there is a goal, there is a motivation, but your body doesn't like it when you lazy around and wait to work last minute. Your body is a memory. It knows you. It does not like that you live your life last minute, then you want to stretch it. No. If you live the average, normal, healthy life and you need to stretch to get results, that is resilient. That's what your body wants. That is how come the athletes will have to train several hours just to run 11
Yeah.
seconds. That one, your body likes it because your hours of burning all that, your body knows that there's something at the end of it. That is dopamine. You see, your dopamine, your neuropinephrine, and all that will all comes in to support you. But when you wait, you don't address the issue. I was talking to this girl. I was saying that your pre-divorce, during divorce, and post-divorce, did you go for professional support? And she said no. And her state of depression had manifested, I think, 4 or 5 years after divorce. So you
Wow.
see, you may not be able to connect what is happening now to that trauma, that major event.
Mm.
So you wouldn't see. It's the same thing. For example, scientists were struggling to know that human beings have got pheromones.
Okay.
And pheromones was common in animals. That is how come a dog can sense fear in you and back at you, or can sense negative intention in you and back at you, even though the dog does not talk. The dog has
Okay.
that pheromone capabilities. Scientists were struggling to find that in human. I think recently something has begun emerging, and it is reinforcing that we also have that pheromone.
Okay.
How do you think a very intelligent man, very intelligent woman gets attracted to the dark tetrad? When I say dark tetrad, what I'm referring to is there's the narcissist, the psychopath,
Mhm.
the sadist, and the Machiavellians. How
Yeah.
come that you find somebody intelligent, yet got married to, dated, had a
Yeah.
child? It is when you take your time to sit with them
Mhm.
and you do retrospection, reflection, then you identify that they carry certain things that could potentially be picked by the olfactory.
Mhm.
That these victimizers can sense that need in you, that lack, that
Yeah.
they can come in and provide.
Yeah.
So they give you the honeymoon stage, and pam, the next time you realize you are abused. And these are the people who even defend them from the onward. They defend their abusers and everything because the program is complete for you. So when it comes to issues of mental health, we are all on a spectrum. if there is evidence. I remember they did this through the Nazi, the World War I and everything. They traced people whose parents went through that, and it will shock you. They saw the biological markings that traveled over generations.
Okay.
So because we are all on the spectrum, that
Mm.
is why it is important. We must all work towards our well-being. We must all work towards our mental health. So every clinician, my brothers and my friends in clinical psychology, therapists and co, what is them is always the first have or build a quality with you.
Yeah.
Build a healthy quality relationship with yourself. Then you can share that, also share something like that with you, that quality and healthy ones.
Yeah.
Yet we that is how many people go through depression. They isolate, they withdraw, they don't want to associate, they don't want to relate. And the word has become so cumbersome that we gossip, we snitch, we don't hold. You live with somebody, you know the quality of relationship is not organic,
Yeah.
so you don't even know. And there's a part of your body which it's one of its core perception, meaning it can scan the body's neurology and assess threats or or safety. And
Okay.
that is where in the parasympathetic, that is supposed to give you or we call it rest and digest.
Okay.
Because your body feels threatened, there is so
Mm-hmm.
much cortisol growing in your body, sleep
Mm.
won't come. Not because you don't have sleep in your body, but your body is protecting you. That is how come nobody sleeps in the face of a lion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nobody sleeps
Yeah.
of threat. Your body will never go to sleep in the face of threat.
Yeah. We are losing you, coach. We are losing you.
Please, can you hear me now?
Yes, it's okay.
So we are designed universally by our divine maker that in the face of threat, your body shouldn't go to rest to even digest
Yeah.
so that you can be protected. So
Mm.
the events in our life becomes internal threats. So our bodies are not able to feel safe to
Mm.
even want to digest and rest. And when that happens, it increases your cortisol until it becomes a clinical matter, a matter
Wow.
for therapy, a
So,
matter for
mhm.
clinician to attend to you.
Yeah. So, coach, how do we? Because what about um how do I, what about spiritual? What is the place of spirituality in all this? Because definitely, uh, our prophets, our pastors will also say that, oh, these are spiritual things. These, I mean, people killing themselves is spiritual. You have to pray. If you are having that thought, you have to come and pray. What is the place of that as well?
For me, I thank God that the pastor I follow is a medical doctor. I thank God that
Okay.
the pastor I follow is a medical doctor. So it allows me to grow in my Christian faith,
Mhm.
not being ignorant and
Yeah.
living in myth to spiritualize everything.
Everything.
If
Okay.
you look at if you look at the things I have shared, I think there's something in Ezekiel that it is the parents who ate the grapes and their children had sour teeth.
Mm-hmm.
That passage is talking about generational trauma.
Mm.
That passage is talking about generational trauma. So, because of my background and knowledge, I'm able to see that in scriptures. But somebody will consider it as a curse
Yeah.
and will not. And you see, what you perceive something is, so shall it be unto you.
Mm-hmm.
What you perceive. I remember recently there is a man of God with I think he did a verified account on Facebook. with massive following
Mm-hmm.
on both Facebook and TikTok.
Yeah.
One of his videos, he said that autism is as a result of most women sleeping around or having a lot of multiple sexual partners, and some way somehow they pick it from one of them. I cringed.
Wow.
I, I was shocked.
Mm.
I did what I can do by following up his account, send him a message,
Yeah.
try to call the line there. The aide said, no, I should come to the church before I can see Papa. I said, I'm not coming for prayer or something. There's something he has said that is scientifically bankrupt. It has no even place in religion or something. So you see, I am informed scripturally and professionally. So some things can work on, but not everybody have got this insight.
But
Why?
coach, we are all happy. Don't you think we are all happy in Ghana, especially in Africa? We go to church every day. We sing. We play Kimpaluta song. We play Jejereje. We sing. We are all happy. Don't you think?
You see, um, happiness
Mm.
comes in twofold: eudaimonia and hedonia.
Please make
So
it
more
simple.
or less,
We are not.
I'm just saying that even happiness, the way we talk about happiness,
Mm.
we talk about it as though it is a performance.
Yeah.
You see, we speak about these things as if it is a performance, like a metric, 1 + 1, 2, then we check mark. It is purely lack of knowledge.
Mm.
Then two, we have created myth, because when we have absence of science to back something or absence of insight to back something, then we make it a myth. We make it mysterious. There is a
Yeah.
place of mysteriousness in life. There is a place of it. I won't doubt that. But there are
Okay.
so many things that are fundamental.
Mm-hmm.
Why? We go to church to max our pain. That's what we go to church to do. We go to church to max our pain. Let me give you one example. If you go into scriptures, it says that Jesus couldn't perform a miracle in his hometown because of the unbelief. Not that they were witches or wizards, the fact that they perceived Jesus as their neighborhood boy. Are we the all day this neighborhood inside? Now you don't say you be Messiah. That perception. Are you not Mary's son? That perception
Mm.
made them not able to receive from him.
Yeah.
And one of the parties said he eventually had to even run away from his own hometown so he can really maximize his ministry. This is what I'm talking about. That there is so much ignorance
Yeah.
in our religions that when you are speaking facts, historical antecedents,
Mm-hmm.
scientific research,
Mm-hmm.
and you see, there's a part of our body when it gets to know we are being stupid with the knowledge we hold. The first thing it does is that it wants to protect us from feeling that stupid. So our ego will emerge to want to say, no, 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 it shouldn't be so. Until when you sit down for sober reflection, that is how come for me, I keep propagating that we must all learn to exercise what we call intellectual humility.
Mm-hmm.
We must learn to exercise intellectual tolerance,
Mm.
because that is the only way your body can learn and expand its worldview. So happiness is not a thing to check mark. Happiness is actually an experience. It
Okay.
is when your body knows you know what it truly is, it can now manifest to you. So you don't wait for things out there to stimulate you. Why? We all go to comedy events. The same thing that everybody's laughing and lying on the ground. Somebody is sitting there and nothing tickles the person.
Exactly.
It is not that the comedy is not funny. What is going on within the person's body and thought of mind and feelings, it cannot allow that thing to come in. That's why epigenetics says that what you introduce into the environment is what allows it to have an influence on you. So
Exactly.
if you don't know, if you don't even know that we all come from a generation with trauma,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't know that How I got married and got to date this narcissistic, this Machiavellian psychopath is because they smell something of me, an inadequacy, a
Mm.
need, a lack that got me to bond with them. And in you too, you love their intelligence. Hey, the guy is proper and praying. You couldn't, because your sensing is low. You couldn't sense the truth and beyond their mask.
So senior, we want to find out, what do we do? Who do we speak to? What do we say? How do we communicate our emotions? That
How,
when
how
we are
many
feeling
people?
stressed, when
How
we are
many people will listen to your show? How many people will come to this your powerful show and want to consume this discussion?
yeah,
Watch this. When somebody is hungry for food, they can't learn.
yeah,
They can't learn.
yeah,
I shared something recently on my wall today. We call it the reticular um, um, activating system. Your brain is even designed with the gift that what you give attention to, you will keep on seeing it in your environment.
wow,
Yes, it's an ecological gift we have as human beings. So if you give your attention to widen your worldview, you begin to see content and information that goes beyond the hunger of food to hunger for greatness, because hunger for greatness will submit your hunger for food, because in greatness you find fulfillment. In greatness, your level of well-being goes up. In greatness, it allows you to prune down the kind of friends and the environment you go in.
mm,
In the quest of greatness, it leads you into spaces where you seek. Because if I go into any space, my instinct, my gut can tell me, even before I go there, look, that place does not belong to us. It's not
exactly,
safe.
exactly.
But you are hungry for food. So it blocks every giftings you have. It blocks your reticular activating system. It blocks your gut. It blocks your instinct. It
Mm.
blocks your feeling. It blocks your humanity. How again would even the gifts that heavens have given you to support you help you?
Mm.
Two, when you are not in the quest and in search of something for your own personal growth and development, it will not rise up and come to you.
Mm.
You need to begin to exercise intellectual humility. If you don't know anything about well being, you don't know anything about mental health, but our bodies are designed that we already hold traumas in our body, whether from childhood or from generations before us. If you can come to this knowledge, and this is the beautiful thing, our body has got neural pathways, like the road you are driving on.
Yeah.
The moment it has the ability to coat, or let's say tar the road all again, the
Hmm.
moment it's identified that there is a bump and this bump is not serving us well, and you tell it that, listen, I think this our road is too narrow for the kind of passion, the purpose we want to live for.
Yeah.
So we need to widen this our pathway. You have the gift that your body can do that for you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it comes through by what you are listening to. It comes through by whom you are listening to. It comes
Hmm.
through by something you are reading. It comes through by an activity you are participating in. It comes through by rebuilding your personal values in life. It comes through by living for a purpose. It comes through by gratitude. It comes through by showing appreciation. It comes through by trusting that you are not here by accident. It comes through by believing in your gifts. You see, there are people when you see good in them, they don't see good in themselves. You can't help such people. It's the same thing.
Yeah. So
It's the
so
same thing.
do we seek help from the church? Do we seek help from a counselor when we feel overwhelmed, when we feel tired, when we feel that something is not going on well? Who do we talk to?
For me, what I keep sharing with people is this: Richard, as a human being, you must be able to have built some hierarchical network or hierarchical friendships.
Okay.
I may not be your best friend,
Mhm.
But I have established a friendship and a quality relationship that I can call as a Richard. Mr. O, I think there's something I want to share with you. It is bothering me because I might have built something that built the safety. We don't need to be best friends, but no. A lot of us don't have people like that because if you pick 10 people, eight of them will abuse a relationship because of their belly. They are hungry.
Yeah.
So we don't have quality. Then from there, I would have always suggested go to the church. But a lot of the pastors are absolute bankrupt about those I'm talking about.
Mm.
Because being a lay counselor does not mean you studied BSc psychology and majored in counseling. It's not
Oh,
the same thing. It's not the same thing.
yeah.
Then look at our economy in Ghana, for instance. How many, when I use the word psychologists, sometimes it boxes all of them together. So that's how we want to say psychologists, clinician, therapists, psychotherapists, psychiatrists, all this spectrum of supporting careers.
Mhm.
What is our perception about it? In Ghana, when you hear psychology or you hear psychiatry, we think the person is mad on the street. So, in our cultural setting of myth, mental health is always when somebody is naked on the streets or somebody is screaming that he has gone nuts. But
Okay.
that is not it. Mental health is the knowledge you have to live a quality life.
The
That is
knowledge
mental health.
have to live a quality life.
Yes, that is mental health.
Mm.
Such that you can sense your body when it begins to act a bit funny. You can sense that why am I sleeping too much? Why that suddenly I have lost interest in the things I used to love? Why that
Yeah.
suddenly I'm isolating? Because it is your body knows and it can bring you to your knowledge. Do you know, for example, when your nose begins to pick bad odor on your body from your mouth on your body,
Mhm.
it will prompt you one, it will prompt you two, it will prompt you three, and it will stop prompting you because it believes your body believes that you are okay with the smell, so it won't prompt you again.
Mm.
It's the same thing. Your body will prompt you. Master, of late you are losing temperance. Of
Mhm.
late you are isolating. Of late
Yeah.
the little thing you are flipping. You are not eating well.
Yeah.
Like the women, suddenly your ovulation becomes inconsistent. Your
Mhm.
skin begins to wrinkle. And
Mhm.
you see, what is the beautiful thing is that anytime your body finds a foreign matter, more or less, when let's say there's too much cortisol, you are not sleeping well. Do you know even your skin tells you? Your
Yeah.
hair will tell you.
Yeah.
Your lips will dry. Your vision can be blurred. You could be having some unimaginable rashes. You
Exactly.
could be itchy. You could be having difficulty with sleeping. All these are chemistry, biochemical or physiological ways your body is prompting you
So
that
for
give us
sometimes,
attention.
yeah. So for some people, you have these rashes at the side of your mouth. For me,
Yes,
I have
yes,
my eyelid will be twitching. It will be shaking as if
yes,
there is water flowing through it too much that is shaking.
yes.
Then it
Some
tells
it is your some it
that
is your knee, some it is your elbows, some it is your
yeah,
ankle, some it is heaviness on the back of your left or right shoulder, some it is your spine, some it is virtually the women will be having some rashes unimaginably. The guys, even your erection will not be consistent. You will find out that you can't even poo well, that because your digestion is not doing right. There are so many ways your body will signal you that we are not in the right balance. We are not experiencing homeostasis.
yeah.
But you are ignorant of mental health. You are ignorant of well-being. You don't associate with the right people. You are not eating right. You don't listen to the right messages. You are not listening to the right songs. The fact that Jesus Christ even in a song does not make it a gospel song. Yet we think that is a gospel song. Sometimes it's just only slogans that sings around and we think so. No, I do biofeedbacks. I do hono. I do a lot of things. I do cold bath. In my home, I'm the only person who does cold bath. The kids are young. But in the
Yeah.
afternoon, when they are home, I ask them to bath cold shower. Why? Because I know the neurochemical benefit of cold shower.
Mhm. Mhm.
Brown fat.
Wow.
So what is important with this thing that we are talking about is information, not only information, interest in your well-being. Mr.
Interesting.
O,
Mm.
me, that's why I've gotten to now. Not everybody will have my attention because as a coach, my leverage of well-being must be absolute so I can support my clients. I
Yeah.
can be able to connect beyond their body. I can be able to connect and be so present that I can feel sense so that I can co-create what their possibilities are.
Yeah.
So there is help available. Do we want the help? A lot of us don't want it. They want to side in life.
We want the help, senior. We want the help, coach. So, coach, I don't want to talk to my friends because I know people will go and talk about my issues to other people. I don't want to talk to my pastor because he will use it to preach. I don't want to talk to my prophet because he will cast out the demon in me. But the demon I need is not what is happening to me is not demon. So, do you have any contacts? Where is your office? Where can we get in touch with you? Because we know you do a lot of professional work. If somebody needs coaching in any area, how do they get in touch with you?
Well, Mr. O, I'm a very social media present person.
Yeah.
When you look for Scoffrey on Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, you will find me there. If you Google Scoffrey, you will find me there. My DM is always open. Um, my telephone numbers, those from diaspora is +233 243 085 932 +233 243 085 932. If it
Yeah.
is email, it's coffrey@gmail.com. You
All right.
can go to my website, coachscoffrey.com or zoweglobalconsult.com. As for support, it's available. The last thing I want to crown it is people invest in becoming damaged people. For example, the relationship that is stealing your joy, you invested to go into that relationship. You
Mhm.
invested. So it started eating you up.
Yeah.
But when you want to go and seek for support to ameliorate that wrong investment, that's one you want it for free.
Mm. Okay.
You get it? For
Yeah.
me, as a coach, myself and personal growth and development is a dedicated investment I'm making daily.
Mhm.
So you can't come and tap into it for free. I do
Exactly.
pro bono. I do pro bono. I for the past week I have spoken to people, potential suicidal people who have gone to the brink and tried and it didn't work. I have not spoken to less than 15 people at my
Wow.
own airtime.
Wow.
At my own airtime.
Wow.
For them, there are others who have come in and say, you know what, it is about time I sign up coaching.
Mm.
Then they invest heavily so that they can get the long haul benefit.
Benefit.
I have clinicians in some of the major hospitals who will refer their clients when they are done with clinical attention or therapy or psychiatry and say, we know this part is for coaching. But
Okay.
the challenge is the person is holding iPhone, what. The person is holding Samsung or try what.
Mhm.
Yet they cannot invest in their wellness. They
Mm.
don't see the difference.
Yeah.
So the challenge is not actually also there is nobody to talk to. The challenge is that we don't prioritize our mental health.
That
We
health.
don't prioritize and invest in our well-being. We don't do that. The
Yeah.
person has worked all his years. The little time they can sit and even eat healthy quality food, they think they are losing something. Poverty mentality, fixed mindset, hoarding mentality.
Okay.
For them to go and see a professional, they will prefer to go and talk to in all humility, not every preacher or pastor can deal with these things. Some of them are abstractly ignorant. They don't know.
Yeah.
Okay? So they will prefer that of them, they decide to master for them. Hey, I want pay money. Not everything is answered by prayer.
Yeah.
Not everything. If you check, every miracle that happened, the prophet will ask you, what do you have in hand?
Exactly.
The prophet will ask you, what do you have in hand? Even the one that requires faith, Jesus will ask you, what do you want?
Yeah.
It's the same thing because you must invest. You must invest. You must invest. That's how come in America and other places you people live in.
Mm.
Every company worth their salt, their CEOs, their managers, their leaders are assigned coaches that they pay them to support their clients.
Wow. Oh
Why
yes.
do they do that?
Yeah.
They do that because they know it is a faculty of your life they must invest in.
Mm.
When
Even here,
other companies,
mhm. Even here as teachers, quarterly, monthly, we have these professionals come and do, I mean, coaching sessions, talk sessions. We take time to debrief and get things. Some of this knowledge, it happens every day. But you see, as you said, it takes a personal decision to also invest in your mental health, invest your
of course,
money in mental health.
of
Very, very,
course.
yeah.
And that's where the actual challenge is. Because people don't want to invest in their mental health, they make it less a priority or a non-existing priority. It's not in their books at all.
Mhm.
But sadly, we are all on the spectrum.
Exactly.
That's the reality. All of us are on the spectrum. All of us. A pastor, a doctor, a nurse, an engineer, an accountant, a teacher, a construction worker. Look, everybody is on the spectrum. That one moment you flip and
Mm.
everything about your life changes. And people will think, oh, but that person was all fine. No, they were putting their face. They were
Yeah.
just showing up. People kill themselves on the job. The job they had gone to work. That's why they committed the suicide. People have gone to work, performed amazingly, got applause, got home, and they shot themselves. Why?
Mm.
If fulfillment is in the doing of things,
Yeah.
why do people do things to themselves? Why
Exactly.
do people do things to themselves? You know what has happened recently, and it's friend on social media. Sometimes we cannot put out what we really know happened to people because respect their families.
Exactly.
You see, we respect their families, but what we know we can't share. So
Can't
the
share.
question is what I have put across. How valuable is your life that the way you want to spend money and invest in your relationship and quality of marriage, why don't you also spend money in investing in your well-being? Which
Mm.
one aspect of it is your mental health?
Thank you so much, Senior.
Thank you.
Coach,
Are welcome.
I call you Senior all the time, but this is Coach Coffrey. We really and truly appreciate. In fact, this time that you have given us, we cannot pay for it. The knowledge you have given us is for, we have to pay consultation to come. But all of us for free. So, guys, you have heard it. You need to invest in yourself. You need to invest in yourself as a person. You need to be able to invest in yourself, pay money, consult the right professionals, and let them, I mean, talk to them. If you don't want to talk to your friends because your friends will go and spread your issues around, please. Sometimes some of these issues are not mental issues, are not necessarily spiritual issues. Yes, because in Africa we over spiritualize everything. In fact, if you see a fly in your room, you spiritualize it. If somebody is paranoid, we spiritualize it. Look, it is not, our bodies have been designed, as coach said, and they leave traces, they give us signals. Look, me, I know when I'm stressed, I know. My eye will start twitching. I'll start having, sometimes my neck, I'll have some serious stiffness in my neck. All right. So you know yourself, you know your body. If things are getting out of hand, get out, talk to people. It doesn't have to end. Speak up. That is why I said speak up or self-destruct. We cannot keep self-destructing, guys, especially the men. And it all goes for all of us, the women too. Don't sit there and be thinking, the person. And sometimes, even as friends and as family, if we see some people doing, hey, they are worried. Let us start speaking to them. All right? Let us start speaking to them. Let us talk to them. It is very, very, very important. As he said, there are professionals. Not everything can be handled by a coach. Not everything can be handled by a clinician or a psychologist. Yes, there are people who are specialized. Look, if you need financial advice, you need to go. He, as a coach, will refer you to a financial advisor. If you need, if sometimes it is just a tweaking of your own routines that you need, and there are experts in that area. He doesn't handle everything. Okay, clinicians don't handle everything, doctors don't handle. But you see, in our part of the world, we assume that once it's a pastor, oh, he can handle everything. No, not every pastor is knowledgeable about the mental health. That is why they will chain people in the church. That is why you see some of these prayer places, they'll be chaining people. No, sometimes the person just needs a simple medication. They just need a relaxant, something that will relax their muscles, something that will relax their brain. Sometimes they just need to be put on antidepressants, all right, for a brief moment, and their system will reset. Sometimes they just need to be around certain kind of people that the energy they attract will be higher and better. So, guys, whether you are a teacher, whether you are a policeman, whether you are a banker, whether you are a pastor, please, even I know pastors and prophets who need professional help. Yes, we are not above it. As a teacher, we are all not above these things. It can happen to us. That is why I say you can see it in the news. Teachers are going, doctors are going. Look, doctors are getting more depressed. That is why in this part of the world, it is important. Look, we have forms, we have things that I, as a teacher, can refer students for counseling. Yes. So it is my duty to make sure that if I look at our students, analyze the behavior and things in the class, and I feel that student is not following or behaving normally, I am required by law to refer that student. Yes, we take a training every semester. We call it the Title X or the Title 9 training. Look, you need to know the science. We take mental health courses every now and then. You need to know we are doing cybersecurity course. Look, it is a continuous training. You need to be aware that if a student is showing signs, sometimes that student is sleeping in your class not because he wants to sleep. Maybe there are things happening at home that he doesn't even get enough sleep at night, or he just feel off that the parents are fighting, or he just feel off that there is something bothering him outside his own domain, and he cannot tell anybody, or he's scared, or he's been asked not to speak. So it is your duty as a teacher or as a professional to look at this and no, Ethel, the way, I mean, you used to be babbling, you used to be this, but these days I don't see you well. Let me refer you to the right psychologist, the right counselor, the right person. Sometimes you don't want to talk to the psychologist. Sometimes you don't want to talk to the counselors. So, do you have an adult? Will you feel comfortable talking to these teachers? Sometimes they look. Some of these students, they have confidence speaking to some of us as teachers. Even some students come to me and say, Mr. O, I want to go and speak to Miss Carter. I say, okay, go to Miss Carter and speak to her. Because that is the only person that may listen or they feel they connect with. Okay? So as humans, as people, look, I have people I talk to. I have people I speak to. Look, sometimes there are issues on my head and I just need to vent to somebody. There are people I call. Yes, we all have our sports, we all have our venting avenues, we all have professionals in our life, and we invest in some of these people. I don't take it for granted at all. Having Coach Coffee, having Estama in my life, having Choco. Look, I don't take it for granted. There are things that we can speak to each other as brothers. We can speak to each other as professionals. Look, I can call him and say, look, my job, this and this and this. And we go through sessions. Sometimes, oh, do this exercise, do this. If you want to sleep, take this. I mean, vitamin. Sometimes all the person needs is some vitamins to reset the whole system. All right. Don't let us over spiritualize everything where it gets to that point where we cannot withdraw. Sometimes you can be on a drug that is messing your system up. You are getting addicted to a certain drug. You need to speak to somebody. You need to get yourself clean. Therapy is not evil. Going to therapy is not evil. Pastors, big men, presidents, they all go. It is normal. These are professional settings, and I know there are professional places in Ghana that have set up these centers where people go for therapy. Yes, not only for drugs. Listen, guys, it is not only for drugs. You don't need to be addicted to drugs alone. Sometimes people are addicted to their work and they need therapy to be able to deassociate themselves from those things. Okay? And I know, you see, this is a powerful video, but a lot of us cannot connect. So a lot of people will tune off because, after all, the things they are talking about me, I'm not suicidal. Wait until it happens to you or happens to somebody closer to you. Then you will understand what we are talking about. Because it happened to me. It happened to people close to me. I have seen people go down that lane. Look, it is not easy. It is not that simple. Speak up. Don't look. That is me. I speak up. I talk. That is me. I speak up. Hmm? That is the only way you can get the professional help you need. There's no point in waiting until it gets out of hand. Don't be doing outside gentility, home cry. No, doesn't make sense. Some of us are trying to match up to the Jones. We are trying to prove a point to somebody. You don't need to prove any point to anybody and put unnecessary stress on yourself. No. My friends are building. I have not built. My friends are traveling. I have not. And so what? You have to take it one day at a time, guys. It's no pressure. There is no pressure. Hmm? Yeah. First thing you must invest in, that's in my opinion, is your mental health. It is very, very important. You get all the money, and if you cannot enjoy it, if you don't have the mental capability to enjoy the money, it is waste. It's worthless. All right. So I'm gonna leave you there. Share this video, and I know this is an intellectual video, so a lot of people will not like to listen. Yeah, we don't like intellect, we don't like intellect, we don't like learning. We like the TikTok kind of issue. We like the sensationalism. We like the ones that we are gossiping. We are talking about people. We are talking about Nyash. People like that one. They will go to internet and watch those ones. There are so many people even on internet, on TikTok, that are suffering from mental health. I am telling you, look, sometimes I watch some videos, I look at it, and based on the knowledge I have, I can assess and know that, no, this guy, he's displaying this particular, I mean, characteristics that is associated with this sickness. Yeah, you can tell. You can easily tell. I see a lot of TikTokers, and I know that, no, these people, they are not real. There are people who have 1.9 million followers on their Facebook, their TikTok, their whatever. People have 10 million followers. But if you watch their videos consistently, you realize that, no, these people, they are sick. Yes. So it is not just about the sensation. Don't just follow the sensation. There are people who have come out in recent times. You can go on Google and read, and people were shocked that they had to go for therapy. People were shocked at what they were going through. Therese Gibson. Oh yes, go and watch. Go to the and read these things. You realize that, oh, so this guy, we all see him acting all the movies and doing all that. He's been depressed. He's suffering from mental health. He has gone for therapy. Yeah, we never. Sometimes you don't know. They have gone for therapy. Mm? And until it happens, that's all. Done. Until it happens, you think, oh, but he even sang in church yesterday. He was even leading praises in church. Because the guy who killed himself, I learned he was leading praises in church recently. Yes. And people were praising him. Oh, he's a good singer, blah, blah, blah. But deep down, after singing the praises in church and dancing, deep down, he's sad. Yesterday, a friend told me that, it's only God that can fill the void. I said, yes, there is a place of God which I do not discount. Because of my background, I don't discount it. But trust me, there is also a place of science. There is also a place of professionalism. Okay? Yes, I don't discard God. But God has also endowed people with the intelligence to understand some of these things about yourself. Yes. You see, my brother said I was shocked when he said I was depressed. Yes. You just don't know. You see them laughing, doing things, but trust me, after all the preaching, there are some pastors we had in recent years, we had pastors who have shot themselves, they have committed suicide. Some pastors who dropped dead on the pulpit, they were preaching and boom, they are gone. You understand? Not because of anything, no. Deep down, there is a void that needs to be filled. There is a void. And sometimes that void is not spiritual void. Sometimes it is about financial situation. Sometimes there's a sickness eating them up. And Paul said in Romans, he said, look, 3 times he prayed to God, and 3 times God told him, my grace is sufficient for you. A lot of people will read that and they'll take it on a literal level. But trust me, Paul had people around him. Paul had, doctors. He had, herbalists. They have people, they have professionals, clinicians around them in those days. I don't want to go into that today. But guys, all I'm saying is, all does not look all rosy if you see people in tie and looking good and looking fly. No. Sometimes they are going through. Let's check on people. That is my final word to everyone. Let's reach out. Don't just call somebody and be asking for money every day. No, you see your brother in the US, so every day, brother, money, brother, momo. No, tap. No, it's not every day about that. Sometimes call them, speak to them in their life, bless them. Sometimes, bro, I know it's not easy. I know, you guys need to wake up every day and do this and that. But hey, I appreciate everything you've been doing for us. Sometimes words of encouragement alone, will uplift that person's spirit. And you never know. That could save them that day. All right? I don't want to take too much of your time. Thank you all for engaging. Share this video and let it reach somebody. And let us all learn. Okay? And then let us all make sure that we are reaching out to people. We are checking on people. We are referring people for professional help. Is that okay? I'll see you when I see you. Have a blessed day.